I fucked up. I came back from a trip from Japan recently, and it's been really sad because I let loose way too much. I've been cutting and losing weight and been on strict diet since January. And for 10 days, I let loose and I've gained, I think, 6 pounds or 7 pounds. And I've been really sad because it took me so long to lose that much weight. But this just means I have to be more strict now. And I think one of the biggest things that I realized was it's harder to come back to a rigid schedule than just do a little bit of things over the course. Like, I wish I was a little bit stricter. That way I wouldn't gain any weight. And second, it would be easier to just come in and, okay, change my diet. Because I saw this thing with Alex Hormozy that was really amazing. He said, I would rather work 7 days a week, but work 8 hours than work 5 days a week in 10 hours. Because once you come back from the weekend, it takes you a whole day to come back to the groove of things. To realize, okay, what to do, what not to do, what is there to do. And then plan your week and then start doing things. But if you work every single day, it's much easier. And I wish I did that with content creation. I wish I was more consistent even in Japan. I did post 3 videos, but I wish I was more consistent in Japan in posting videos. Same with keeping a more stricter schedule in diet, because now that I've come back, it's been really hard. Like, it sucks when you eat whatever the fuck you want, and now you're sitting there going, I can't eat that, that's 800 calories. I can't eat that, that's 200 calories. And again, start doing your diet, because I think it's really hard to come back and do the same thing that you used to do before. Because once I started doing it, I think in like 10 days, it was easy. I was back in the groove when I started in January. So I think now it'll take me around 10 to 12 days to be able to come back into the groove of it. Because discipline is being able to be, I don't think discipline is doing the same thing every day only. It's discipline's also, once you do something different, how quickly can you go back doing what he said you're going to do. One of the things that was really sad for me was checking the weighing scale. When I sat down, or my bad, when I stood up on the scale, I was like, fuck, I gained 7 pounds. I first gained 12, but that was water, tension, I was feeling bloated. And then when I started drinking more water, I measured myself, or weighed myself, my bad, it was 7 pounds. I was like, fuck. And then when I realized I just can't do anything, I just have to go on a stricter diet. So this summer, I'm on a much stricter diet. And I think one of the biggest things that really allows me to go through moments when I feel terrible, some mistake I made, and I said, okay, it's already done. There's nothing I can do about it. So forget about that part. Let's see what I can do. I think a really good way that allows me to do that is just think, okay, this is it. This is the starting point. What do I do? And then make the diet tighter, or make the plan faster, or make it harder, because that'll make me lose more weight. That's one of the things that I think has helped me a lot, because a lot of people regret a long time. They go, fuck, I made this mistake. Fuck, what do I do? It's much easier to just go, okay, I made the mistake. And I know this is for different things. If the mistake's really bad, you're going to take 2 3 days. For me, some mistakes take a week to regret. But the more I've realized to go, okay, I've done the mistake. Now, what can I do to reduce the damage and improve it? Because procrastination and regret are 2 things that I've been doing for a long ass time. It's been days, months where I procrastinate, regret stuff. I'm like, should have started sooner. And I never did anything. And being able to just go, okay, this is where I am. I have gained 7 pounds more. Okay, how do I lose more? One of the greatest things is the ability to go, okay, I fucked up. It's done. Now, how do I go from here and improve? One of the times I think I realized that sometimes we spend more time regretting and procrastinating than actually doing the task. I was writing this essay sophomore year of high school, and I remember, not sophomore year of high school, sophomore year of college. And I remember I waited so fucking long that every time I was like, I'll write later, I'll write later. And I procrastinated for 2 months. The essay was due on it was like a final or a midterm for the class. And I remember, the essay only took me 1 week, but I procrastinated for 2 months. Every day, I remember, I used to work at Starbucks and I used to go, after my work, I went, I'm tired, I don't want to do the essay. Tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And that never happened. And then I sat there thinking, this took me 1 week, and I wasted 2 months of mental energy because I'm not doing anything. I'm just procrastinating, but it's a mental energy of thinking, okay, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I don't feel like doing it now, so I'll do it later. Maybe 2 hours later, maybe 3 hours later, maybe 4 hours later. And the whole day goes away, and that's weeks on end. And then I go, fuck, I could have just done it in 1 week and I would be done. The mental stress would be gone. Because I think a lot of us would be more able to do the most important tasks if we just do the easy ones that don't take that long. Because all of us, what I do a lot, and I think you do it too, is you write the list of things you have to do, right? And you procrastinate on the ones that you can finish, that allow you to work on the bigger goals. For example, I'm right now in my master's. I'm taking my master's right now, and I start my class in a week. But let's say I have a project for that. If I finish that project early, that allows me more time to make content, focus on my community, be able to improve and self-improve, instead of thinking, I finished that project. I'm going to do it later. Because that's another thing in your mind that's taking mental stress. That's when I realized there's some things I'm just not going to do because it takes so much mental energy to, it takes mental energy, mental strain to keep it in my brain. Like a lot of people, what they do is, one of my friends was telling me, like, how he's talking to 2-3 girls at the same time. And he was telling me how it takes a lot of mental energy. I was like, no shit. You have to coordinate what are you telling them. You have to coordinate what, not only you tell them what you're not telling them, and your moves and everything and dates. I'm like, that is a lot of energy. And he was like, once I stopped doing that, it gave me so much less mental stress. And I went, dang, there's so many things that we do that could give us mental stress unconscious. Like, he didn't know that at that moment, but once he stopped and he started dating a girl, he just was like, dang, there was so much relief. And I went, okay, so how can I use that principle? And that's why whenever something happens right now, I still procrastinate, I can't lie, but I try to execute a little bit faster because it gives me time to then go, okay, I finished this task so I can focus on the most important things. Thank you so much for watching this video. Also watch my last 2 videos. And I'll see y'all next time.